Welcome back to the Rarest Coins. Today we're diving deep into the world of American coins to explore one particular quarter that has caught the attention of collectors and curious viewers all around the internet. It's the 1966 Washington quarter. You may have seen headlines or videos claiming that a 1966 quarter sold for a jaw-dropping $1.7 million. That's right, a single 25-cent coin supposedly worth more than most luxury homes. But is there any truth to it? Is there a hidden fortune sitting in your pocket change? Let's separate the facts from the hype and find out. First, let's talk about the history of the Washington quarter. This coin was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. The design, created by sculptor John Flanagan, features a left-facing portrait of Washington on the obverse, or front side, and an eagle with outstretched wings on the reverse. This iconic design remained mostly unchanged for decades and became one of the most widely recognized coins in American currency. Now let's fast forward to the year 1966. This was a unique time for the United States Mint and for coin collectors in general. Just 1 year earlier, in 1965, the U.S. Mint made a major change to the composition of its coins. Because of rising silver prices, quarters and dimes were no longer made with 90% silver. Instead, beginning in 1965, the mint switched to a clad composition, a copper core sandwiched between two layers of nickel. So the 1966 Washington quarter is made of this new copper-nickel clad material. It contains no silver at all. That already puts it in a different category compared to earlier quarters from 1964 and before, which still had precious metal content. But there's another detail that makes the 1966 quarter stand out. From 1965 through 1967, the U.S. Mint suspended the use of mint marks. This means that quarters from these years do not show a P for Philadelphia, a D for Denver, or an S for San Francisco. That was done to discourage coin hoarding, which had become common during the early 1960s when people were pulling silver coins out of circulation. So if you're looking at a 1966 quarter and wondering why there's no mint mark, that's completely normal. Now, let's talk about mintage numbers. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 821 million quarters in 1966. That's an enormous number, which means the coin is far from rare in terms of how many were produced. Most 1966 quarters you find today in pocket change or coin jars are worn and circulated. Their value is generally 25 cents, or maybe slightly more if they're in decent condition. However, collectors are always on the lookout for coins in mint state condition. A 1966 quarter that was never used, never scratched, and still has its original luster can be worth significantly more. These coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers indicating better condition. A 1966 quarter graded MS-65 might sell for around $15 to $30. An MS-66 coin can fetch up to $75 or more. Once you reach MS-67, the price can soar into the hundreds at the highest levels. These coins become very scarce. An MS-67 Plus graded 1966 quarter is difficult to find and could sell for over $1,000, depending on the market. But even at the very top end, there is no confirmed sale of any 1966 quarter reaching $1 million, let alone $1.7 million. So where did the story come from? It's likely that the viral claim of a 1966 quarter selling for $1.7 million is either a misunderstanding or pure exaggeration. Sometimes online articles, videos, or social media posts take the highest recorded auction price and accidentally add an extra zero, or just make up a dramatic number to grab attention. Unfortunately, this creates confusion for genuine collectors and curious viewers who want the facts. Now, to be completely fair, there are certain rare coins in American history that have sold for millions. These are usually coins from the 1700s or early 1800s, coins with extreme mint errors, or one-of-a-kind pieces with deep historical significance. But the 1966 quarter is not one of those coins. There is no public auction record, private sale, or expert appraisal that supports the idea of this coin reaching a value anywhere near $1.7 million. That said, some 1966 quarters can still be quite valuable. Special mint sets, or SMS coins, were produced in 1966. These were not proof coins, but they had a higher quality strike than normal circulation coins. If you have a 1966 SMS quarter in high grade, particularly one with what's known as full steps or cameo contrast, it could sell for several $100s, maybe even over $1,000 in pristine condition. But again, nothing close to $1 million. Also, keep an eye out for errors. Some 1966 quarters have been found with double dies, off-center strikes, or struck-through errors. These mint mistakes can add significant value to a coin, especially when combined with high grade. Coins with unusual or dramatic errors can fetch hundreds or even thousands depending on how rare and visually striking they are. So here's the bottom line. Most 1966 quarters are worth 25 cents. Some in great condition can be worth 20, 50, or a few $100s. A small number with exceptional quality or rare errors can break the $1,000 mark. But there is no verified example of a 1966 quarter selling for $1.7 million. That $1 million story? It's entertaining, it's clickable, but it's not backed up by real numismatic data. If you've got a 1966 quarter at home, it's still worth checking. Look at the condition. Look for errors. Check if it might be an SMS coin. If it looks promising, consider getting it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Even if you don't strike it rich, you might still find something worth adding to your collection. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the real value behind the coins in your pocket. Drop a comment below if you've ever found an old or interesting quarter, and tell us what coin you'd like to see next. Until then, keep searching, keep learning, and happy collecting. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going deep into one of the most talked about coins among collectors and treasure hunters. The 1986 P. Washington quarter. You've probably seen headlines or videos claiming that this ordinary-looking quarter could be worth as much as $1.4 million. But is there any truth to that? Is there really a 1986 P quarter out there that could make you a millionaire overnight? Let's find out. The Washington quarter is one of the most iconic coins in American history. It was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of the first president of the United States, George Washington. The original design by sculptor John Flanagan features a side profile of Washington on the front or obverse of the coin. That same basic design remained in place for decades, making the quarter a familiar sight in every American's pocket and purse. By 1986, the Washington quarter had already been in circulation for over 50 years. In that year, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 551 million quarters. That's right, more than 500 million 1986 P quarters were minted. The P stands for Philadelphia, and it appears on the obverse of the coin just to the right of Washington's ponytail. Because so many were produced, most of these quarters are still only worth face value, 25 cents. But as with many coins, the real value is in the details. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins in mint state condition. That means coins that were never used in circulation and have no wear or damage. A 1986 P quarter in pristine condition, graded MS65 or higher by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC, can fetch much more than its face value. In fact, some have sold for hundreds, even thousands of dollars depending on the grade and eye appeal. The highest known grade for a 1986 P. Washington quarter is MS67. At that level, the coin must have an almost perfect strike, no contact marks, brilliant luster, and overall excellent eye appeal. A 1986 P quarter graded MS67 by PCGS once sold for nearly $3,000 at auction. That's an incredible return on a 25-cent coin, but still a far cry from $1.4 million. So where does this million-dollar figure come from? Is it real, or is it just hype? The truth is that the $1.4 million claim surrounding the 1986 P. Washington quarter is most likely a misunderstanding, an exaggeration, or even clickbait. There is no verified auction record, no documented private sale, and no credible coin grading authority that confirms a 1986 P quarter has ever sold for anything close to $1 million, let alone $1.4 million. That being said, some rare coins have indeed sold for seven-figure prices. These are usually unique mint errors, coins made of rare metals, or historic coins from the early days of the U.S. Mint. The 1794 flowing hair silver dollar, for example, has sold for over $10 million. But when it comes to modern quarters like the 1986 P. Even the rarest examples top out at a few $1,000s. Still, that doesn't mean your 1986 P quarter isn't worth anything. Aside from high-grade examples, certain errors can also make a coin more valuable. Some collectors have found 1986 quarters with off-center strikes, doubled dies, or coins struck on the wrong planchet. These errors can push the value into the hundreds or even low thousands depending on rarity and condition. If you think you've got a coin like this, it's worth getting it professionally graded or evaluated by a coin expert. Let's talk about how to tell if your 1986 P quarter is valuable. First, look at the overall condition. Is the coin shiny, uncirculated, and free from major scratches or wear? If so, it might grade high, and that's a good sign. Second, check for mint errors. Look closely at the lettering, the date, and the mint mark. Do you see any doubling of the letters or numbers? Is the coin perfectly round or is it off-center? These details can make a big difference. Third, consider getting your coin graded by a reputable third-party grading service like PCGS or NGC. A professionally graded coin has more trust and value in the collector market. If your coin comes back graded MS66 or higher, you might be sitting on a nice little treasure. But remember, the odds of finding a 1986 P quarter worth even $1,000 are very slim. And the story of a $1.4 million 1986 P quarter is, unfortunately, a myth. There's no record of such a sale, no evidence of such a coin. It's a great story, and it gets people excited, but the real value lies in rare conditions, rare errors, and collector demand. So, if you've got a 1986 P quarter, take a closer look. You never know, it might be worth more than you think. But don't fall for the million-dollar hype unless you have solid proof, professional grading, and a buyer with a verified record. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a like and subscribe for more coin facts, collecting tips, and historical deep dives. Got a coin you want us to feature? Drop it in the comments below. Until next time, happy collecting. Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. Today we're going to talk about a coin that's been getting a lot of attention online. It's the 1994 P Washington quarter. Some sources are claiming this coin could be worth as much as $1.3 million. You heard that right. Over $1 million for a quarter. But is that really possible? What makes the 1994 P quarter so special? Is it rare? Is there a specific version that's worth a fortune? Or is this just another internet rumor gone wild? Let's get into it. First, a little background. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency since 1932. It was first introduced to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed by John Flanagan, the obverse of the coin shows a left-facing portrait of Washington, while the reverse, for coins minted before the State Quarter series began in 1999, features an eagle with outstretched wings. The 1994 P quarter was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, indicated by the small letter P on the front of the coin, just to the right of Washington's ponytail. In that year, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 825 million quarters. That's right, more than 825 million. So at first glance, this coin doesn't seem rare at all. In fact, it's one of the more common Washington quarters out there from the 1990s. So how could a coin like this be worth over $1 million? Let's break it down. Most 1994 P quarters that you find in your pocket or in a jar at home are only worth face value, just 25 cents. Even coins in slightly better condition might only sell for $1 or $2 at most. But what changes everything is condition and rarity. Coins that are uncirculated, meaning they were never used and show no wear, can be worth significantly more. These coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. A coin that is graded MS67 or higher is considered to be in superb condition. That's where things start to get interesting. That a 1994 P quarter graded MS67 can be worth anywhere from $100 to several $100s, depending on the market and eye appeal. An MS68 grade, which is extremely rare for this coin, could push the value even higher. In fact, one 1994 P quarter in exceptional condition reportedly sold for over $1,000 at auction. That's a big deal for a modern coin, but it's still nowhere near $1.3 million. Oh, what about that $1 million figure? Where is that coming from? The claim that a 1994 P quarter sold for $1.3 million likely comes from a misunderstanding or a viral online hoax. There is no confirmed record from any major auction house or coin grading service that shows a 1994 P quarter selling for that kind of money. It's important to remember that sometimes headlines and social media posts exaggerate or misreport details to get more clicks and views. However, there is a real reason why certain coins, even common-looking ones, can become incredibly valuable. If a coin has a major mint error, for example, if it was struck on the wrong planchet, double struck, or has a dramatic off-center error, collectors may pay thousands or even tens of thousands for it. But these coins are extremely rare, and they are always authenticated by top grading companies like PCGS or NGC to date. No 1994 P quarter with an error or condition so unique that it would command over $1 million has ever been verified or documented. That doesn't mean your 1994 P quarter isn't worth checking. If you think you've got something special, the first step is to look at the condition. Does the coin look brand new? Is it free of scratches, dents, and wear? Next, look for anything unusual, double images, off-center strikes, or a strange color or metal type. If you find anything like that, it may be worth having the coin graded professionally. A coin that comes back from a grader with an MS67, MS68, or higher grade might be worth hundreds or even a few $1,000s, especially if demand is high. But again, the $1 million claim is more myth than reality at this point. Still, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. Every so often, a new discovery is made, a unique die variety or a rare error that no one noticed before. And when that happens, values can skyrocket. So while the odds are slim, it never hurts to look carefully at your spare change. To wrap things up, the 1994 P Washington quarter is a fun and interesting coin to study. It's part of a historic series. It's still easy to find in circulation, and in high-grade condition, it can be worth a decent amount of money. But the idea that this coin is worth $1.3 million is not supported by facts, sales records, or numismatic experts. It's a great story, but it doesn't hold up under real investigation. That if you're interested in coin collecting or just want to know more about what coins in your pocket might be worth, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We dive into the history, grading, and true value behind coins that many people overlook. And who knows, you might just discover a hidden gem. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment below if you've ever found a strange or valuable coin in your change, and let us know what coin you'd like us to cover next. See you in the next video, and until then, happy collecting. Welcome to the Rarest Coins. Today, we're going to take a closer look at one of the most talked about coins in recent months, the 1995 D Washington quarter. You may have seen stories, videos, or social media posts claiming that this coin, one that might be sitting in your pocket right now, could be worth as much as $1.1 million. That's right, a regular quarter minted in 1995, supposedly selling for a fortune. So is it true? Is the 1995 D quarter really worth that much? Or is there something else going on behind the scenes? Let's break it all down and get to the facts. Let's start with the basics. The Washington quarter has been part of American coinage since 1932. It was originally designed by John Flanagan to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. His portrait appears on the front, or obverse, of the coin, while the reverse features a majestic eagle with wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows surrounded by olive branches. This design remained unchanged until the launch of the 50-state quarters program in 1999. Now, in 1995, two versions of the quarter were minted, one at the Philadelphia Mint, marked with AP, and one at the Denver Mint, marked with AD. The one we're focusing on today is the 1995 D quarter, which was struck at the Denver Mint. In total, over 1.1 billion of these coins were produced. Yes, that's billion with AB. So by no stretch of the imagination is this a rare coin in terms of how many were made. The vast majority of 1995 D quarters that you'll find in circulation today are worn and used. They're worth exactly 25 cents, just like any other pocket change. But as always, the value of a coin can change dramatically based on its condition and any rare features it might have. That brings us to coin grading. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 representing a perfect coin with no flaws visible under magnification. A 1995 D quarter in mint state, meaning it was never used in circulation and remains in pristine condition, can command a premium. Coins graded MS-65 might sell for around $10 to $15. At MS-66, the price can rise to $30 or $40. At MS-67, you might see prices as high as $200 to $300 depending on market demand and the coin's appearance. Once you reach the highest levels, MS-68 and above, the coin becomes truly rare. Fewer and fewer examples are known to exist at that level of quality. A 1995 D-quarter graded MS-68 by a reputable grading company like PCGS or NGC could sell for several hundred to possibly over $1,000 in top condition. But even then, it's a long way from $1.1 million to so where is this million-dollar figure coming from? The claim that a 1995 D-quarter sold for $1.1 million is not supported by any official auction house, any grading service, or any major coin marketplace. There is no documented sale, no collector record, and no numismatic evidence to back up such a number. In other words, it appears to be completely false. This type of claim is often the result of misinformation online, clickbait headlines, or exaggerations made to attract views and attention. That being said, there are certain circumstances in which coins can command extraordinary prices. Unique mint errors, ultra-rare varieties, and coins with historical significance can sometimes sell for thousands or even millions of dollars. But in the case of the 1995 D-quarter, no such example is known to exist that would justify a price tag of $1.1 million. However, this doesn't mean your 1995 D-quarter is worthless. On the contrary, there are still ways this coin could have value beyond its face amount. For example, some 1995 D-quarters have been found with mint errors. These include off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, or coins struck on the wrong metal planchet. If you happen to come across one of these error coins, you could be holding something that's worth a lot more than a regular quarter. For example, a 1995 D-quarter with a dramatic off-center strike might be worth $50 to $100 or more. A double die error, though extremely rare for this particular year, could push the value higher depending on its visibility and condition. A coin struck on a foreign or incorrect planchet, such as one mint for a penny or dime, would be a major error and might sell for several $100s at auction. So what should you do if you think you have a valuable 1995 D-quarter? First, take a close look at the coin's condition. If it appears nearly flawless, you may want to have it graded by a professional grading company. Coins graded MS-67 or higher are considered investment-grade coins and can sell for a premium. Second, inspect the coin carefully for any unusual features. Look for doubling in the letters or numbers. Check the edges for any off-center cuts. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to spot tiny details that could indicate an error. Third, consider comparing your coin to images of certified examples on websites like PCGS, NGC, or other reliable coin marketplaces. You'll quickly get a sense of what a high-grade coin looks like and what collectors are willing to pay. And finally, be realistic about what you have. Most 1995 D-quarters are worth only face value, and even those in great condition will rarely sell for more than a few $100s unless they're truly exceptional. As of now, no million-dollar 1995 D-quarter exists. The $1.1 million figure is likely a myth, a viral story that has been exaggerated and spread without verification. But that doesn't mean coin collecting isn't exciting. It absolutely is. The thrill of the hunt, the discovery of rare varieties, and the potential to find a coin worth hundreds or thousands of dollars in your spare change. That's what keeps collectors searching. Every now and then, someone really does strike gold. Maybe not a million-dollar quarter, but a hidden treasure all the same. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about the true value behind the coins you use every day, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare or valuable coin in circulation, and let us know which coin you'd like us to explore next. Until then, keep your eyes open, keep learning, and happy collecting. Welcome to the channel. Today, we're diving into the story behind a coin that's been creating a lot of buzz lately, the 1988 D Washington quarter. Some headlines and viral posts claim that this coin could be worth as much as $1.2 million. Imagine finding a quarter in your change that turns out to be worth more than a Lamborghini. It sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? That's exactly what we're going to investigate today. Let's take a closer look at the 1988 D. Washington quarter, its history, real collector value, and the truth behind those million-dollar rumors. First, let's start with the basics. The Washington quarter has been a part of American coinage since 1932. It was introduced to celebrate the 200th birthday of George Washington, and it's remained one of the most familiar coins in circulation ever since. The design by John Flanagan features a left-facing profile of George Washington on the front, and on the reverse, an eagle with wings outstretched, perched on a bundle of arrows above olive branches. This classic design remained in use until 1998, when the U.S. Mint began the 50-state quarters program. Now, when it comes to the 1988 D. Washington quarter, the D stands for the Denver Mint, which produced over 596 million of these coins that year. That's right, nearly 600 million quarters were minted in Denver alone in 1988. That makes this coin far from rare in terms of how many were made. So if it's not rare, why are people saying it's worth over $1 million? The answer, as you might expect, is a mix of confusion, exaggeration, and internet rumors. There is no official auction record or verifiable report from any respected coin grading company, auction house, or coin dealer that confirms a 1988 D quarter has sold for $1.2 million. None. Zero. But before we dismiss it entirely, let's talk about where that claim might be coming from, and what versions of this coin actually could be worth real money. Like many modern coins, the real value of a 1988 D quarter comes down to condition and rarity of special errors. Most 1988 D quarters you find in circulation today will be worn, scratched, and dirty. These are worth face value, 25 cents. However, if you find one in mint state condition, that is, uncirculated and preserved with no signs of wear, it could be worth more to collectors. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. A 1988 D quarter graded MS65, which means mint state 65, might sell for around $10 to $15. A coin graded MS66 can go for around $25 to $40. MS67, a much harder grade to find, can bring values of over $100. And if you somehow find a 1988 D quarter in MS68, it could sell for a few $100s depending on demand. These are real values backed by real sales. But what about that massive million-dollar claim? Some of these rumors get started when extremely rare error coins are discovered. These are coins that were misstruck at the mint, maybe struck off-center, struck on the wrong planchet, double-struck, or featuring double dies where the design appears doubled due to a mistake during production. These types of errors are rare and interesting to collectors. A truly dramatic error coin can fetch hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars at auction, and if someone found a 1988 D quarter with a rare, never-before-seen error in pristine condition, it could potentially command a very high price. But even then, it would have to be verified by a professional grading company and authenticated by experts. And again, even among rare errors, there is no known example of a 1988 D quarter ever selling for anywhere near $1.2 million. So the $1.2 million claim is most likely misinformation, a mix of wishful thinking and online exaggeration that spread like wildfire. It's happened before. We've seen similar claims about other coins, like the 1999 penny or the 1986 quarter, and in every case, the viral number turned out to be inaccurate. That said, your 1988 D quarter could still be worth something. Here's how to tell if you might have a valuable one. First, check the condition. If it looks brand new, with no scratches or signs of wear, you might have an uncirculated coin. These are the types that collectors want. Second, look for mint errors. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the coin closely. Look for doubling in the date or letters. Check if the coin is off-center or has any unusual markings. If something seems strange or out of place, you may be looking at a mint error worth investigating. Third, compare your coin with certified examples online. You can visit sites like PCGS or NGC to see photos of high-grade or error coins and get a sense of what yours might be worth. Finally, consider having the coin graded by a professional service. A grading company will authenticate and assess the quality of your coin, and that official grade can dramatically impact its value on the collector market. In conclusion, the 1988 D. Washington quarter is not a rare coin by mintage numbers, and most examples are worth just face value. In top mint condition, it could be worth a few $100s. If you find one with a rare mint error, you might have something special. But the idea that this coin has sold for $1.2 million is not backed by any real-world data and should be treated as an internet myth. Still, coin collecting is full of surprises. Some of the most valuable finds in U.S. coin history have been made by everyday people who simply took the time to look. So while you might not become a millionaire from a 1988 D quarter, there's always a chance you'll uncover something truly unique. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. We break down coin values, uncover the truth behind viral claims, and help you become a smarter collector. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare or unusual coin in your change, and let us know what coin you'd like us to explore next. Until next time, keep searching, keep learning, and happy collecting.